Hey everyone, welcome back to Saturday Morning Toy Tunes, the weekly live stream on my channel in which we gather around, talk a little bit about the things that happened in the week in Geek, and at the top of the coming hour, I will be posing up the Hot Toys or whatever company produced figure of the day. I'm Terry Smith, the host of the show, as always. Sorry for being late. I was making tea, and then I remembered that I forgot to do something to kickstart a new segment on the show. The segment is called Three Strikes, and I'm kind of excited about it because, yeah, I think we need to feature more than just the poses that I do. So we'll get to that in a bit. Not a lot to talk about for me personally in the week in Geek. If you guys did anything or found out about anything or saw anything exciting in the Weekend Geek, feel free to shout it out in the chats, because it may be that I'm aware of it and just have completely forgotten about it, because that's exactly the kind of thing that I would do, especially post-concussion. But anyway, I just saw Bitter Troll's comment, and it's really funny, as usual. As usual, if the music is too loud or too quiet, let me know, and I'll make adjustments. Apart from that, yeah, let's get talking about geek stuff. So, how's everybody doing? Let's see who's here. I think that it's kind of a light crowd today. I got a feeling that there would be a light crowd today. Steve Nara is here from the East Coast. What's going on in Virginia Beach there, bro? Pierre P is here from Florida, another East Coaster. Linda is here. What's up, Linda? Good to see you. Oh, you own this figure. That's cool. Did you notice that when I did the thumbnail, I opened it up in the box and there's no slipcover? I have no idea what happened to my slipcover. Kind of. I do have vague memories of actually seeing a slipcover for this figure laying around, like maybe during the move or maybe even before I moved, because I've had this figure since I lived in Charlotte. It's just been in a box ever since. Is the plastic still on it? Yeah, I've taken this figure out. I don't think the plastic is still on the... No, it is. It is. I'm gonna have to remove plastic. Apologies in advance. So, get this thing where everybody can see it. Because it's a really cool thing. For those of you who aren't aware, this is the 40th one of the 40th anniversary figures from Hot Toys from Empire Strikes Back. It is the Boba Fett animated, I'm sorry, what is it called? Vintage color version, that's right. Basically colored up as an homage to the original paint scheme on the Boba Fett figure that was released by Kenner back in Did that come out in 79 or 80? I know the film came out in 80, but I feel like they either announced or released this figure prior, but I can't remember. I can't recall. Anyway, I never got it because I lived out in the boonies and in a time before the internet, and I wasn't able to, I wasn't made aware of it, I think, until after the fact. I remember that having a conversation with my friend Mark about it, and who I'm actually going to hang out with this evening. He's in town from Eureka, California, and I just got done texting with him right before we went live. So yeah, I'm going to get to hang out with an old grade school friend, gifted program chum. Tea, Earl Grey, hot. Anyway, moving right along. A little bit of a, you see that tangent? Woo! Totally just dropped all my shit. It's a cluttered mess around here because I've still got a mess left over from work. And I'm still trying to get things together for this show while I'm actually running the show. Terry Smith's here, that's good news. Can't have a show without that guy. Yeah, what's missing? That would be the only Mandalorian figure, the only Boba Fett figure, actually the only Mandalorian figure that I'm missing is the Boba Fett from the Book of Boba Fett. Cleaned up armor, slight modifications from the repaint version from Mandalorian. God damn, this tea's good. Yeah, that's it. I'm probably I was gonna get that one this month, but I've rearranged my Mandalorian display in the living room, and there's a little hole in that display created by having the Mandalorian and Grogu on the swoop bike next to Cobb Vanth. And I think that hole needs to be filled with an R5-D4. Now I have an R5-D4, but it's sideshows, and it's a little bit underscaled. And I kind of want it to be. I kind of want the full cased. I don't know. You know how it is. You're all collectors out there. You understand the need to actually make all this stuff fit and not have anything be kind of out of place, right? Or am I just being too anal? Feel free to say that. That's fine. Good morning, boils and ghouls. What's up, Bitter Troll? Rob Perisho's here. What's up? Got Riva and Wrecker will be here on Tuesday. Good for you. That's fun. That's fun that you get to create your own stuff. I'm fine with that. I think if you're not, as long as you're creating stuff for yourself, that's fine to talk about. It's when you talk about custom things, when you bring to the table on this live stream custom figures that you purchased or that you're selling or something like that, that's when the issue becomes an issue for me with work. So if you're talking about things that you're doing for yourself, then feel free, fair game. And if I'm wrong, work will probably correct me. I feel like everything's a little bright today. Maybe I'm just extra pale. Some guys here, that's good to know. Always happy to have some guy in the house. Did that sound homoerotic? No. I got 5 hours sleep, took the dog out and got the cats fed. Wow. Oh yeah. You were at the Disturbed show last night, right? Was that last night or the night before? Happy for you, man. That's actually one of my bucket list shows. I wish that I would have seen them earlier in their career, though. Yeah, I love Disturbed, man. Those drums and Dave's voice. I think it's Dave. Yeah, Dave's voice. Just, I don't know. They're just powerful, punchy. When the first 12-inch Boba Fett came out, I was blown away with how cool it was. Parents got it from my brother, who never let me play with it. That bastard. My sister was an absolute beast. She would come in and borrow my stuff without telling me. I don't know if she thought I just wouldn't miss it or what. And it wasn't actually a thing that happened in childhood. It was something that happened closer to a young adulthood when she was a teenager. She was borrowing my music. Like, dude, stay the hell out of my CDs. Leave them alone. I don't know. John Galgano's here. Good morning, everyone, he says. Good to have another Star Wars fan in the house. Of course, it's the Star Wars show. I would kind of expect that. Mr. Mom Collectibles is here. He's dropped a couple cool videos at least this week. What's going on, dude? Laura Quiles is here. What's going on, Laura? How the kitties? No spoilers for the finale of Reacher, please. Good thing you said something. Here's a spoiler. It ended. Yeah, final episode of the season. Good stuff. Lots of fun. Pretty much happened the way that I thought it would. You can't accuse Reacher of too many twists. It's not the smartest show out there, but it's a lot of fun. So thank you guys for turning me on to that show. I won't miss a single moment of watching it. I did see, there was somebody on Facebook that I'm friends with who was talking about wanting the actor who plays Reacher to be Batman or somebody in the MCU, and I have a hard time coming to terms with that because I don't know that he's got the chops for that. He's solid now. He's a solid actor now. My first exposure to him, he was not. And I say that as a guy who is a terrible actor. I'm a very bad actor. In the literal sense, I've tried acting before in plays and stuff, and I'm really bad at it. I don't know. Maybe I'll be better. Maybe I would be better now than I was as a teenager. But when I was a teen, I was just a wretched actor. I'm also a terrible liar, according to my wife. So maybe those two things walk hand in hand. I don't know. But having him as a lead. Now, one thing that they did suggest was having him as the Sentry in the upcoming Thunderbolts film or TV show or whatever they're going to do. And that I could see. Because Bob doesn't say a lot. He's just a big hulking presence and downright intimidating. I think he would be an amazing Sentry. So I'm all in for that. So if somebody wants to cast him, if anybody's watching from Disney, and why wouldn't you be? Bitter Troll, hopes everybody had a fantastic week. I think mine was cold and rough and unpleasant. Dude, it's like 5 degrees here right now. It's like 5 degrees, which is much better than the high last Friday or Saturday, which the high was -2. So I'll take this. TK421 Collectibles is here. There's another man that's dropping videos all over the place. I'm not implying that your channel is a cluttered mess or anything. Far from it. Not at all. Keith Lee is here. What's up, my almost neighbor? Not even close. Not even close. At least half an hour away. I'll be in your neck of the woods tonight, though. My friend is in Chesterfield. So I'll be relatively close to you. Always ruining stuff, Bitter Troll. Always ruining stuff. Which other version? Oh, are you talking about the regular Empire Strikes Back version? Again, I have them all. There's the other one that they made that was, oh, the animated version. That was cool. Should have brought that up. Oh well, there's going to be more live streams, and I don't know when my next figure is coming. Christina Payne, bringing the pain. What's up, Christina? Welcome to the show, and welcome also to Darth Batman, who is here. Happy Saturday for everyone. Oh, this is exciting. This is exciting. I'm very pleased to see that so many people have this figure. That's very cool. I wasn't sure if it was the kind of figure that everybody would get because of FOMO or because of nostalgia, and then once they had it in hand, they would be like, yeah, it's cool, but I really want this figure instead. So they would sell it to move on to another figure, which is something that collectors do. Windman is here. What's up, dude? Nice. Does Tennessee even have road salt in their budget? Yeah, my friends in Nashville are so screwed right now. Yeah. If you can use the force to hit that like button, do so. But if you can't, feel free to use your fingers. There you go, Keith Lee. Ah, yeah, he's on the treadmill. I feel like I skipped somebody. Nice. Renz Solentino's here. What's up, Renz? Fantastic artist. Check out his Instagram. Yes, you found me out. You found me out. Man, I'm just that... See, I can't lie for shit. We don't talk about Echo. No, no, no. Were we going to talk about Echo? I don't remember anything about that. Primetime Reviews is also here. What's up, Primetime? Rhode Island. Wow, I feel like I know I know so many people from Rhode Island. I feel like I should know everybody in Rhode Island. That place is going to get a lot less populated now that Hasbro's closed that office. Ugh. Yeah, that's a great figure, some guy. That's a really great figure. It's not in my... God, I would love to have that in the Bat Bike. It would be so cool to have that in the Bat Cycle, but I just don't have a place for it. So, my loss is somebody else's gain. No slipcover? Okay. Maybe mine did not either. Maybe I'm not. Maybe I didn't remember seeing a slipcover for this thing. It's here. Yeah. I'm not just randomly stroking somebody off camera. Ah, wouldn't that be great though? That shouldn't affect it. Yeah, they would not send you an incomplete figure off of a wait list. For that they would do something like Sideshow Seconds. If it was missing a slipcover, that would be a Sideshow Seconds thing. I would guess. 1979 it came out. We had no idea who it was, but he looked cool as hell and loved him. That's it, and we've never ever looked back. Is that not the case? Okay, that's good to know. Yes! Complete! Mint! I'm really excited about opening this. What time is it? Okay, cool. Just want to make sure I get all caught up before I drop the 3 strikes rule. I skipped a step. Okay. The last Fat Mate is the only one you have, so together we form a whole. Right? Yeah, you and me. The notorious BDP is in the house, everybody. What's up, Big Dog Pound? Welcome to the show. Let's see who else we got. Let's just scroll through this. Marlon Braswell. It's good to see Marlon. I almost put you in timeout inadvertently. If I ever do that to anybody who's not actively being an asshole, then rest assured it was just me fumbling with my fingers on this little trackpad. That's right. I use a trackpad on my desktop. I just got used to it after so many years of only having laptops that when I got my iMac, I just got a trackpad. Oh, that's a good one, bro. That's fantastic. Yeah, I had that one and sold it and lament it frequently. Frequently. It's such a great figure. Good for you. Chris Kaz is here. What's up, Chris Kasberg? Oh. Yeah, dude, I know all about that. It is a hell of a thing when it's this cold, especially, because the concern for breakdowns is very, very real. I'm supposed to go see my aunt and uncle in Taylorville sometime in the near future, and I'm dreading it. But they wanted me to come last Sunday, and I was like, nah, I don't think that's such a good idea. I don't think that's such a good idea. I've got to tell you guys right now before we move to into the 3 strikes segment. This is a dry run, and I'm still fumbling my way through StreamYard, so it might be a little bit rough. But I'm going to try to research and figure out a way to do such things smoothly. I'm just going to be winging it at this point. Not to people who would then lose them or sell them. He hasn't gotten over it. Dude, same thing happened to me with my G.I. Joes. When I was still playing around with G.I. Joes with my friend John Van Giesen back in the day. I remember the last time we messed around with G.I. Joes, I took all my stuff over to his house, left, and then immediately got sidetracked by other things and never went back. I mean, we didn't have a falling out. I think I transferred to another school at that point, and I never went back until years later. And I never thought to ask about my toys until years later, and it was like end of high school. And I was like, what happened? Hey, can I come get my G.I. Joes? Yeah, my little brother destroyed all those. Incidentally, that little brother was currently the principal of my former junior high, I think. I'm totally bringing that up if I ever bump into him on a home trip. I saw a fan art comparing Jensen Ackles and Alan as Batman. I'm leaning towards Jensen as Batman between the two. Okay, yeah, I mean, just for the sake of discussion, then yeah, but what I'm wondering is why are people talking about this? Is this because of the, because I know we've got a great Batman right now with Pattinson. So, have they said that they're not going to port Pattinson's Batman into the new James Gunn run? So I don't follow this at all. I just want to be surprised by it all at this point. Are they saying that Pattinson's Batman is not going to be incorporated into the new James Gunn run's Batverse or DC universe? Okay, that's interesting. I kind of get that, I guess. But man, if it's not broke, don't fix it. And that's I don't know, maybe it's just too dark for what he has in mind. That tracks. But it would be really sad to lose another great Batman just because of this. Ugh. Yeah. Jensen Ackles, huh? Never watched a single episode of Supernatural, so I can't really say. Although I have bumped into him at Comic-Con. Outside of a TARDIS. Yeah. I was checking out a TARDIS, life-size TARDIS, and he walked up with... Oh, the guy that played... I think he played an angel, but it might have been a demon on Supernatural. He's also been in all kinds of shit, like Battlestar Galactica. He played that lawyer in Battlestar Galactica. That was a lot of fun. Let's see. The vintage complements the holiday animated one beautifully. That's good to know. There will eventually be a detolf shelf for those. Hey, there's the enthusiasm. Michael Flower is here. My Collector is his Instagram, and you guys should be following it. He did something extraordinary with Miles Morales this week. Michael, I can't remember if you published it to the Poser Posse, or if you just published it to your own Facebook page. But if you haven't published it to the Poser Posse, please do so, because it's really, really cool, and everybody deserves to see that. In fact, it's inspirational. It's got me wanting to educate myself in Photoshop even a little bit more, or maybe a lot more. I'm really bad in Photoshop. Just turned 43. Never had the OG Kenner version of this figure, so I knew I had to get the Hot Toys one. Maybe, yeah, that's another category of people who would gravitate towards this figure. Really going through this tea. Always count on Keith. Indeed. I'm going to stroke it off camera here, inappropriately. But to drop something special on Poser Posse Group in the following weeks, and I'm pretty anxious to see your reaction, Uncle Terry. I can't anticipate anything now. Okay, cool. That's fine. That's fine. Keep us in suspense. Keep us in suspense. Figurassic Park is here. What's up, Ahmed? Ahmed. I felt like that guy from that plays Leslie in Ted Lasso. Every time that something gets uncomfortable. That's another, by the way, if you're not following him on Instagram, Figurassic Park is definitely worth checking out. In fact, I once called for him to just stop doing photos of 6-scale because he's just too good. And we needed to bring back the balance. Bring balance to the force, the 6-scale force. Can't resist, can you? Can't resist. No, I want to say it was only like 90 bucks, I think. And it's Apple. I mean, it's not a third-party accessory. It's definitely, yeah. Linda's got one. She knows. And now, of course, when I bought it, it was back in it was like, I've had this thing for a decade, easily. I think statute of limitations is passed on that. But yeah, that's like, yeah, I would like some compensation for my lost G.I. Joes. I mean, there were so many. I mean, the Firefly helicopter, the Hiss tank, the Vamp, the Ram, the Wolverine. God, I can't remember what all I had at this point. And so many figures, so many figures. That's it? Okay. Son of a bitch. I'm comfortable with that. There's room. So it's going to continue, which it should, because it's brilliant. It really needs to continue. It does not deserve to be shut down because of something so silly as exclusivity and continuity. Patrice here. What's up, dude? Sorry if I've skipped anybody. Batman is a separate universe. Everybody's chiming in on that. That's good to know. Yeah, I think that's probably accurate. In fact, when I saw Jensen, it was back in like 2009 or 2010 or something like that. And yeah, it would have been a good time for him then. That would have been a very good time for him to step into the cowl. That's it, Mark Shepard. Yeah. Yeah, and I learned the hard way. I normally don't approach celebrities or actors when I'm at Comic-Con, but with him, I was at a booth, and he walked up to the booth. I was looking at artwork, and he walked up to the booth, and he had his kid with him, and they were like marveling over the artwork. And I was like, "Oh, hey, man, love what you do." And he was like, "Hey, yeah, thanks, man. Hey, I'm with my kid. Leave me alone." I was like, "Okay, all right." Yeah, but I get it. I didn't even make a big deal out of it. I just said that one line. Yeah? In that case, well, for that reason, if no other reason, I hope he gets it, because I love watching people's childhood dreams be fulfilled in that regard. Yes. Yeah, they are. And I'm keeping it small. I didn't order the Dragonfly. Didn't order his tank. Was the I think the Dragonfly was funded, right? Pretty sure it was. Great toy. No, dude, that's been there for a while. The head, that's not a mask. That's the head of Michael Myers, dude. No, that's been there for a while. That is a Susie, my sister's in the chats. You know you did that. You know you did that. You can't deny it. That's what sisters do. That's what siblings do. I don't want to be so unkind. But when you're that prolific, when you're as prolific as Shepard is, then you're experiencing fans from so many different franchises. And the issue is that I mean, if he was just on Supernatural alone, then all the Supernatural fans that saw him at Comic-Con wanting to mob him. I mean, I saw that happen to Nathan Fillion Halloween Horror Nights. And he was just, first of all, he was a consummate pro. All right, he was all happy and being really polite and everything, but at the same time, I mean, there was like a dozen people surrounding him who had spotted him and just ran across to him, and he was just like, okay, come over here so that nobody else sees us, so that we can interact really quick, and then I can get back to having fun. So just imagine that's Nathan Fillion, who I think at the time was like Firefly was already gone, obviously, but Serenity was already gone. I think that he had his own show at the time, but he wasn't in nearly as many franchises as Mark Shepard is. So Shepard's got Firefly. I'm not Firefly. Was he in Firefly? He was in Firefly. Shepard was in Firefly. He was in Battlestar Galactica. He was in, obviously in Supernatural. He's been in just about everything. So he's going to have fans from like every different fandom just mobbing him at a place like Comic-Con. And all he wants to do is just have the con experience without having to put on a mask like so many actors have to do. And I'm not one to begrudge him that. And it's certainly not one to just be like, you think you're too much. Yeah, it's just unkind. Hi, Terry and friends, doing a lot of running around and totally rearranging a full Module case shelf. But oh, dude, wow, that's a task and a half right there. I'm assuming. Module case is being custom and all. Thanks for popping in. Fanatics is here. What's up, TN? Good to see you, so to speak. Okay. All right, so it's not just me. That's great, because he's kind of typecast in that role. He's always a little bit like, he's never fun. Always a bit of an asshole. Maybe it's not acting. Yeah. Anyway, okay, so. If I can find this. Check this Mac. I just want to make sure I get the right version of it. All right, cool. Oh,
3 poses enter, none of them leave. This is 3 strikes.
See, I blew it. Let's try that again. It wouldn't let me turn off the music. All right. So let's jump into this new segment here.
3 poses enter, none of them leave. This is 3 strikes.
That's the wrong version. All right, guys, that's it. That's the intro. That's the actually test intro for 3 strikes. There's yeah, I've actually bought the footage now, and I've done another version of it, but I totally clicked on the wrong one. So sorry about that. Next week it will be different. So basically, what 3 strikes is every week I'm going to go through the Poser Posse Facebook group, and I'm going to pick my 3 favorite photos of poses that people drop during that week. And it's totally subjective. None of this is meant to be considered a critique of the poses that are being struck. It's just like me reacting, okay? Oh, play it again? Yeah, want me to play it again? All right, let's just do that. Oh, too late. I took it away. No, I'm not doing that. That's no fun. All right, so yeah, moving right along. I'm going to do 2 weeks worth because I was going to start this last week and I'd already selected 3 poses for last week. So let's go ahead and bring up the first. Here we go. The first group. Now this one is, you can see that it's got the Zord.photography logo on there. I'm not sure if that's to do with the person who dropped it, but this is from Patrick Tamayo. I'm actually not sure how to pronounce Patrick's name. But yeah, this is a great shot of Wrecker. And what really made me freak out about it is that this is exactly what I wanted to do with Wrecker for the first look video that I did for Sideshow. And I wasn't able to do that. And nobody called me out on it, but I knew right away that because they like to keep like Bad Batch figures with Bad Batch figures, episode 2 figures with episode 2 figures, et cetera, et cetera. So like to keep everything like exclusive to the movie. They want it to stay within one, segment of the Star Wars canon. So they probably would not have been appreciative of me sharing a photo or a turnaround in the video of 2 clone troopers from Attack of the Clones with an animated character from the Bad Batch. So I wasn't able to do that, but I kind of got to enjoy it indirectly because of Patrick's photo right here, which I really, really, really love. I mean, just look at how he pulled it off. See all that right here? Like, he's one-legging it and everything, but this, I'm pretty sure that what he's done is he's got this hand supporting the weight of Wrecker, and I'm not even sure how he's got, I don't think that he's using anything to support anything there. I think that that's all balance, but I could be wrong. Patrick, if you're chiming in on this, feel free to leave a comment after the video, even if you're not, and let us know if you actually did anything to support those figures, because if you did, then it's still great, but if you didn't, then it's exceptional. The next one here is by John Cordwell, and this is just Boba kicking it back with his feet propped up on a Camtono of Beskar, which I think is a great idea. Now, again, this is all subjective, but I really, really dug the way that the lighting is very simple on it, but it really captures all the great detail on that portrait. And he's done a fine job of just creating a relaxed posture of this figure on that throne, which incidentally is not all that easy to pull off. But this is one of the most relaxed, natural looks for that figure on that throne that I've seen to date. And it's really just super cool. I actually don't know who posted this one. I went back right before this. Part of the reason I was late, I was going back trying to find who the who the creator of this image was, and I didn't spot it on the Poser Posse. Now it's possible, Poser Posse possible, that that I was just too quick about it. And I'm actually trying to look for it again. I'm bringing up media right now. Maybe it was left in a comment or something, and so it didn't make the, it's not showing up in the media itself. Oh, that one's a cool one. That one I just totally missed. Oh, that's too bad. I would have brought that up for, I'm just gonna go ahead and do it. Yeah, I'm gonna download this one right now. Again, sorry for the delay here, everybody, while I, again, try to figure out what the hell I'm doing. Nope. Here we go. I'll have to bring that into the whole damned thing. Where's she at? There she is. Cool. All right, so that's last week's. So congratulations to everybody, for everybody who wins, for everybody who gets chosen, you will receive eternal glory and the envy of all your friends. That's it. Nothing more. Sorry, guys. I don't have really anything to offer as prizes here, but I hope that the recognition is enough. Now, moving right along, I'm going to get back to the proper window here. I'm going to break that down. Is there a way that I can just change? I don't know what that is. I'm going to stop that and do another one. Again, I'm going to keep trying to figure out how to do things more efficiently as I progress here. I'll take some time this week and figure that out. All right, round 2. This one, oh, Yeah, I know who this is. Again, I just have to, there we go. Keel that. And bring it down because this one was recently published by Sean Canary. And he's consistently doing such great work. He either, I don't know if he's building his own sets or if he's contracting others to build them for him, but just look at that. That is a practical set piece. That's been constructed specifically for his photography. Now, these are not Hot Toys. This is Black Series figures. So these are 6-inch action figures, and just look how great all that looks. That's a lot of fun. I love the addition of the moon right here, up in the corner. I hope that that's actually showing up. My mouse pointer is showing up for everybody. Let me just check. Yeah, it is. Okay, good. Oops, let's kill that. And so that's a lot of fun. I really like that one a lot. And let's see, moving right along, we've got this one from Matthew Weekly. I mean, check it. Isn't that strong? I love the pose is just nice and casual, but it looks natural. You could just picture him stepping forward. I love the gorgeous blue backlighting as though it's been created by a moon. The very soft lighting on the face that at the same time accentuates all the details and all the crevices and all the nooks and crannies. If you would have added some lightsaber glow to that lightsaber, that would have been chef's kiss good. But I really enjoy the pose on this one just because of its just natural, relaxed nature. And it kind of tells a story, but not so specifically that I can't use my own headcanon to fill that story in. Yeah, like that one a lot. And finally, might be my favorite photo to go into the poser posse this week. And I made some funny comments, had some funny banter with Commander Green for doing this one. Like, I don't like the pose, but great photo regardless. What it needs, obviously, is a secondary shot of an actual figure of whoever took out this stormtrooper in the background. That I would like to see, but I just thought that was really funny. Incidentally, I'm still trying to figure out some kind of granular material that downplays nicely. Harold and I talked about this. Even if you're just looking at this, the sand that he's using, you can clearly see that it is not downscaled to 6 scale. It just looks really big. It looks like brown sugar. I think that might be what it is. But even brown sugar isn't, the granules on that aren't fine enough to actually do anything. And last but not least, I'm just going to go ahead and, oh God, professional YouTuber, my butt. I'm just going to go ahead and bring up this last one that I just happened to catch right, because the inclusion of Harold's was, yeah, it's a great photo, but it's also kind of a joke because it's supposed to be about the poses, not about the, here we go. This one right here. Isn't that cool? And why is this comment still here? Boom, get rid of that. That's cool. I like this one a lot because, first of all, it's hard to get figures to sit properly on this bat cycle because the figure's knees will only bend so far. It needs to be a pretty articulated figure to get it to go all the way down. So I've not had this figure in hand, so it's hard for me to judge just how far you can get down there. But what I like about it is that it does have the appearance that she's getting ready to kickstart the damn thing, or that she's like on the brakes or getting ready to dive into a corner. If you watch motorcycle racers, they're only in the saddle about half the time. They have to have some really intense thigh muscles because they're really just using those thighs to actually throw that bike around. And yeah, so that reads as very realistic to me, and I like it a lot. I like the placement of the cape and everything. I almost accidentally ended the stream. That would have been a catastrophe. Just a little bit too much here. But anyway, that's it. That is the conclusion of the first and second editions of Three Strikes. Let me know what you think about it. Let me know how you feel about the opening, if that's unnecessary. But I had a lot of fun putting it together, so I'd like to keep using it. Let's go ahead and play some music. Skip to the next song so we're not Oh, that's the opening song that we played last time. Let's play that next. There we go. Okay. Yeah, sorry about that, Keith. I freaking blew it. You want me to bring him back? I'll bring him back. Hang on. Boom. Boom. There we go. Without comments. Yeah, so there it is. There's the, if somebody can identify who actually did that one. That might have, was that Matthew that did this one? And there's the one of Boba Fett by Iron Logan. And again, the Wrecker figure. Now there's a way, I know that there's a way that you can change the screen being shared. And for the life of me, I can't figure out what it is without just stopping the screen and presenting something new right now. I know I stumbled across it last time, but now I've forgotten. And the next round, go ahead and share that. There's the one that Harold did. There we go. There's the Luke figure. Good job, Matthew. And then there's Sean's. So yeah, there you go. All right, cool. Boom. All right, I'm back. What time is it? 9:50. It's getting pretty close. Let's go ahead and go through the comments, see if we got any good comments in here since we started showing that. Oh yeah, I did toss him into Buffy. I never watched a single episode of Castle. Or The Rookie. Yeah, I guess he does. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. No, I don't think so. Yeah, sorry about that, Linda. Doesn't everybody want eternal glory? I thought so too. Right? See, everybody gets it. All right, good. I'm with the right crowd here. Yeah, but you'd have to ship it in an envelope, in an empty envelope, and yeah. Yeah, again, I don't know that it would. Oh, powdered sugar. Powdered sugar. Yeah, I used I think I've talked about this before, but at one point I discovered paver set, which is a very fine, almost dust-like material that's used to basically set paving stones on patios. And so I brought that into my studio and I used it to create an image of C-3PO. And the one where he's just like, over here! That's gotta be a sticker, right? That's gotta be a sticker. And it didn't take long for Lindsay to come in and say, what are you using? Because it was making us both cough. It was creating respiratory distress, and I checked out the warning label on it that basically says it's carcinogenic and you should never use it unless it's in a well-ventilated area. So yeah, paver set, don't use it unless you're in a well-ventilated area. You can use it to sculpt. There I go again. You can use it to, like, if you're creating a diorama base or something like that, then you can lay down like a layer of glue and then sprinkle paver set over the top of it. And once it solidifies and it absorbs all the glue and you brush any excess off or whatever, then you have a really nice looking base. But it's also not pliable. So then you're going to have the issue of when you get really close on the feet, you're going to notice that there are gaps between the foot and the sand. So that's not ideal either. So the search for the ideal medium continues. Cool. I will continue with this. Michael Madison, that's right. So that's it. Thank you. That explains why it didn't show up in media. So Michael, for watching. Great job, man. I love that one. Okay. Shall we pose? Let's pose. Shall I pose? You can pose if you want to. No one's going to see it. Okay. Whoa. Well, that's done. Jeez, I crack me up. Okay. And we're back here with the table, the new table. I'm gonna try to lock everything down here. Why is it so fucking loose? Oh. Let's take this down. For some reason, my table's just rocking. Oh, I'm going the wrong way. Spin, 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 spin. Okay, this has to come off. Technical difficulties. Please stand by. Where's it at? There we go. Yeah, that thing's way loose. All right, nice and snug. You can see there's some museum putty up there. Just try to ignore it. I do. All right. Boom. Comments down. Okay, that looks fine. So here he is, hanging out in his own little cave of wonders. There we go. Okay, now I can spin it. So yeah, here's the box. Lots of really cool artwork on it. Loving that a lot. Let's just get right into the nitty-gritty on this one, huh? Wow, I have not even opened this. It's still sealed. There's a part of me, there's a hoarder part of me that kind of wants to keep things sealed these days. That's why I have been reluctant to open up the Mark IV, Keith Lee. I'm gonna need a knife though, and I don't have my knife on me, so. Oh. Screwdriver will do, crudely. Boom, done and done. All right. First time ever opening this figure. I'm kind of jazzed. It's like new figure arrival day, only I didn't spend any money this week. That's cool. Because I've legitimately had this. I bought this figure when I was still living in Charlotte, so this has been with me for more than 3 years now. Oh, look at him. Yeah, he's cool. I don't even know that I've seen one of these in person. Let's pop some plastic off there. Look how easy that pops off. So far, this figure is so very Paulson-Unley friendly. Yeah, still gonna need a knife. No, I'm not. Because I have the pointy. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Done. The pointy tweezers. It's a good backup plan for your for tape. Yep. This is the drum song that everybody likes, right? Yeah, it's kind of cool. All right, so here he is. No plastic. Wow, crazy colors on everything. Look at that. Who's getting tickled in their nostalgia button? I am. And I never owned this figure. It's got all the right elements. It's as real as it gets, but this is basically a what if. What if Boba Fett looked like he did in the original? Huh. What if he looked like just like he did in the original figure? And it's a shame that I don't have the Empire Strikes Back Boba Fett figure anywhere on display, because I could do a comparison between the two. But, you know, use your imaginations. What's that? Oh, God. Okay. That was almost tragic. Yeah, because the tools are right there, and they're resting loosely. I just scratched the microphone with my armpit. Okay, we got plastic over the base. Big surprise. Keep that base safe. Safety base. Ah. Nameplate. Plastic on that, plastic on this, plastic on that, plastic everywhere. Plastic on my plastic! There we go. Oh, there's no plastic over the nameplate. That's unusual. There's usually an adhesive something or other. Now this is wild. They don't identify it in the nameplate as being the specific variety of the suit it is. They just have the regular Boba Fett nameplate. So they made the decision not to spend money to have a special nameplate. They just went with what they had. Now he's got gesturing hands, a hand for cradling the E3 blaster rifle. Did I get that right? Do I get geek points? That's this blaster rifle, EE3. One of the coolest, most awesome sci-fi Western-inspired weapons in history. Seriously. The Mandalorian's blaster pistol ranks right up there, too. Did they ever give that thing a name? A canon name? I don't think that they did. Sound off in the comments if they did. Hey, Dinos, are you still got the Kenner? Dude, good for you. Oh, close one. Well, that's an interesting color palette. Very interesting color palette. Yeah, look at this. That is wild. Of course, the rocket, the rocket that was famously a safety concern. Like, how many were actually made with the actual firing rocket? Like 5? Before they had to pull the plug on that and just make them all, they had to permanently adhere them to the jetpack. All because, I mean, did a kid actually choke on something like that? Or was there just a concern that a kid would choke on that? That's one more reason why, my friends, kids ruin everything. Alright. Set this thing up. There's more plastic. I have a thing where I don't repose my figures a lot because I have a concern about how plastic wears over time, and I don't want my figures getting loose. And so that's why I typically find a pose right away that I like. Like, most of my figures will not be posed more than once. Does that surprise you guys? Because it's true. Unless I'm doing photography with them, then they'll be posed and then they'll get put directly onto the shelf, and that's it. Done and doneer. But and I only say this right now because there's having plastic over the sleeves like that forces me to take off the hands one more time than I would like. It's not a complaint. Just a complaint. Only one hose. I like that. That's cool. Uh-oh. Okay. Yeah, sometimes when you get these things when these things arrive at the factory, they'll have the arms positioned in at a weird angle. So when you try to bend the elbow in this case, in the proper direction, it doesn't bend. You're like, oh god, did I get a frozen joint? But in this case, no, they just rotated the arm inward. It was rotated like that, so I just have to rotate it around and bend it back up. Anyway, minor inconvenience. Nothing to complain about. No reason to send it back to shipping. Is there some paper set in here? Weird. Okay. Up there you go. All right. Now, having this on the ground, first thing, one thing that I'm noticing is that he's crooked. Yeah. So I'm guessing that's to do with his hips being misaligned. So just shift those hips a little bit. Jeez. That around. It just occurred to me, I can't believe that my sister is actually tuning into this shit. I'm like, she has no interest in this stuff. What are you doing, man? You got better things to do on a Saturday. Get out. Try not to freeze. Take your cat for a walk. A cat walk. Anyway. Alright. EE3. Now, as always with Boba Fett, I like to finish off by putting the jetpack on him. This one I might be able to get away with it because I don't think it's magnetized. No, it's not magnetized. It's old school, so it only hangs on by the hooks and the D-rings at the back. But putting it on the D-rings is a bit of a pain. I'm glad that I already have the tweezers out. So let's just go ahead and get him with his gun. I think this is just going to be a casual Fett pose, but maybe not. I mean, I was kind of thinking maybe a jetpack pose, but there's no flight stand. That's a challenge. Not a, that just makes it a challenge. It doesn't make it a, it's not a deal breaker by any means. And, use caution. Fragile. Wow. The peg is slightly loose. Only slightly. And as always with the E11, EE3, I do like to get the hand on the weapon first because it's just such a pain to do it when it's already on the body. Go. And done. Kind of twist it around just so it's got a little bit more room to breathe. And we're good. Give me this. I love how both times that I've put this van brace back on him, that hose has gone right back into its home. I appreciate that. Not sure if that was just a happy accident or what. But if it was part of the design, then that's some attention to detail. I doubt that's the case, but still. All right. Yeah, let's go more actiony. Let's get this gun in its holster. Yeah, it's that kind of holster, eh? All right. So there's a strap here at the side. And once you get these things out, you have to unplug them from the holster, and then put the gun in the holster, and then feed the strap over the top. In this case, through the yeah, let's get it down there all the way. Then feed the strap over the top, and then try to get it back into the holster, and that's just an exercise in frustration. Especially when you're farsighted like I am. Like even with corrective lenses on, it's very, very hard. So just because I don't want anybody to have to contend with watching me do something and take forever while I'm doing with it, I'm just gonna leave that hanging. I'll correct it when I get done for the day. So let's see how actiony we can get this gun. It's been a while since I posed a Boba Fett figure, so just bear with me. as I try to remember what the limitations of the figure are. And you know, I've talked about this. Every figure has its limitations. Costumes create limitations. The design of the body creates limitations. Armored components create so many limitations. And it's just part of the process. It's just part of the beast. And you just learn to work with it. And if you can't work with it, this may not be the hobby for you. Now, when I say if you can't work with it, this may not be the hobby for you, what I mean to imply is that if you can't psychologically deal with it and come to grips with it and just discipline yourself to learn how to work within those limitations, then this may not be the hobby for you. But I just realized I did something wrong. But if you can discipline yourself to actually just learn and adapt, then this could very well be the hobby for you. Okay. This is not the hand I needed. This is the hand for draping it over the top of the EE3 in that famous pose that he always has where he's just sitting there with the, well, his hand draped over the top of the EE3. I already said it. But let's see. And there we go. Boom and boomer. Anyway. You know what I should have done? In fact, I did do it when I was doing some work from home earlier. Oh, shit. Yeah. So something I figured out while I was working on a project for work this week is that it does pay to take the time to put some museum putty on the bottom of the base when you're working on a fixed surface like this, on a movable surface like this. The bases are pretty squirrely on a good day, and the surface of this table is very, very smooth. There's no friction whatsoever, so it slides the figures slide all over the place. The bases slide all over the place. So a little museum putty on each corner, not right in the middle, because that'll make the base tilt all over the place. And that will make your life a lot easier. So there we go. Up you get into the crotch. Get you out and over. Lift up. Just see what I'm doing here. I know I should be talking just to fill the dead air, but sometimes when I'm focusing on it, it just becomes very, very difficult to do. All right, so I'm going to take this guy and experiment. Bring that knee forward, bring this knee forward, out, crank, 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 down. Get that arm. Oh, I've ruined everything. Just kidding, it'll be fine. Really want that arm way up there. This arm up. Straighten the arm first, then bend it into position. Raise the arm first and then bend it into position. So the impression I want to give here is that he's, there we go, kind of stepping out from cover and then blasting. Sort of what he did with Luke. You remember that scene? Of course you do. You're all Star Wars fans here. You better be. All right, spin that around. First thing I'm noticing is that I've got a loose hose. Plug that in there. Now, coup de grace, pièce de résistance. Yeah, what I was doing here just now is I was rushing. Not Russian, because I'm not from Russia. Oh. Okay, up you Ugh. I just brought his legs together a little bit there just to stabilize him a little bit. Man, I'm having a hell of a time with these D-rings. Okay. There are two ways to do this. One is to use tweezers, the other is to just flip the damn thing upside down and hope for the best. Ugh. I'm so glad that Hot Toys started doing magnets on this. That being said, the OG Fett armor, in the name of accuracy, this is how it worked. So, my God, they're so precise. Yeah, I can't get it in. Go for it, Keith. I'm very glad all of a sudden that I didn't spend a lot of time on this thing, because I follow up that delay with this delay. For the sake of you guys. It's also possible that I've had too much caffeine. And... fuck. I am close to doing something that I never do, and that's give up. Oh my God. After all those cool little techniques, tweezers, what have you, my fingers did the job. Go for it, Keith. Yeah! All right, cool. Now we got something. Just making a last second head adjustment there. And I'm going to shift those hips again. Last minute adjustment too. So you can see I've shifted his hips up a little bit so that he's, this hip is higher up than the other hip. And then twisted the torso, Terry torso twist to compensate. And let's get those groin grabbers into place. I just want to make sure that it looks, yeah. Move that a little bit further up and bend it. Because I want it to look like he's centered. Got a nice firm base to stand on. Done. That's it. I told myself that I was going to put this thing away after the show, and I'm going to have a hard time doing it. Futz with the cape just to round it up. That's going to take some time. So I won't do that on the show either. That's better. What do you think? Done and doner? Where am I at? We don't need no tweezers. Well played. Trimming my nails is an occupational thing. I have to, because of the nature of my work for Sideshow, I have to trim my nails pretty much every day, every other day. They don't like it when my nail beds are not perfect. They actually suggested to me at one point that I get professional manicures, and I'm like, you don't pay me enough for that. Yeah, it's, you know, again, it's been a long time since I've dealt with these. Back when Sideshow was making, I was working for Sideshow when they were making Boba Fett's. It would have been no problem. It's just like muscle memory, you know. But it's been so long since I've had to contend with that. Yeah, just basically trying to remember how I did it. Oh, Bezgar Kid's here. What's up, dude? Nah. We've talked about that enough. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Details, baby. Details. Let's get this up. And let's get these in. If you're gonna do it, do the damn thing right. There we go. Slide into home. I love that they place these things in the properly. There we go. I think. I don't know. I might have just jacked that all up. Oh, that's not in line. There we go. Bring that over. That's better. All right. Close out that comment. I could move it closer, but I've gone and puttied it to the table. Can't win for losing. And I did not. This is not the zoom lens. This is actually the 35mm. So it's just such a much better lens. Using that zoom lens was legitimately bugging me. Yeah, I get a comment about that song, Neverending Story, like song every so often, but no, it's not. Yeah, right? There we go, there's two. Thank you, Keith. Thank you very much. You mean for like tax purposes, or like have Sideshow pay for it? I don't know. I doubt it. I don't know. They pay for a lot. Although I don't think they're going to pay for my Death Star wall backdrop that I'm going to create. I brought it up in conversation, not trying to talk my boss into paying for it or anything. I just brought up saying, yeah, I'm going to do this thing, and it's only going to cost a couple $100 and blah blah blah. And I could almost hear him over the phone, like, I'm not going to pay for that. I just bought you a table. Oh, that's all right. That's all right. Yeah, bring it, dude. Which one? You pose your Fett? That's all on you, bro. It's all on you. Let's see. How far back do the comments go? Just went woo, so I like so woo for her. That's funny. Well done, 14. Susie, it's not an insult. She won't understand that reference. But yeah. Oh, it's the same as the it's basically the same body as the ESB Fett. So I would imagine that it would. I mean, I've been able to do that pose with the Empire Strikes Back Fett. And I'd break it down and do it now, but I'm trying to kind of dial back on the amount of time that these streams take. Both to put time back in my day and to put time back in you guys' day. Because, yeah, 2 hours when it's necessary is fine. 2 hours when it's not necessary, not so much. Yeah. So let's go ahead and look at... let's see here. There we go. And I might as well bring this up for you guys to look at while I'm at it. Present. There we go. There we go. So here's where I'm at. And I just wanted to bring up this to make sure that I had everything right. And I do. Okay, good. I didn't think that I'd screwed up the placement of the tools, but it was important to me for the sake of this show to be sure that I got it right. Never let it be said that I'm not a stickler for detail. I'm not. I'm so not. But yeah, here's all the different things that it can, well, and just look, this I think is one of the first times that we saw Hot Toys really bring photography to bear in a way that made the figure look like the actual promotional images, man. I mean, look at that. Especially this one here. Let's see. That. I mean, that just looks like it. Oh, God, that's such a great figure. Why do I not have that out of the box? I think I have 2 of them. Yeah, I think I have 2 of them. So I wanted to have 2 so that I could display this version of it with the really awesome promotional image variant, and I also wanted to display him in like just the casual Fett way. But maybe not. Maybe I got rid of one. I know at one time I did have 2. Oh, it's so good. And I know this is not the figure that we're looking at here, but man, I love it so much. I love Fett. Oh, that's cool. That is a really cool pose, isn't that? How he's just kind of like either adjusting the helmet or he's just put it on. That's kind of neat. I mean, the rest of the pose is all right. Like the hips, I don't think the hips have been adjusted. They've done the knee bend just to give him the look like he's just kind of, you know, standing casually, but it doesn't look to me like the hips have been adjusted, which is important when you're doing something like that. It's not something that you notice superficially, but over time I would notice that, and I did. That's cool. Look at that attitude. Look at that attitude. I love the nice little you got this sweet C curve going on here that I like to bring up to people, especially in Strike a Pose. I brought it up to people a lot there. That's fun. Guess he's getting ready to fire the flamethrower. Yeah, it's all right. There'll be another time, Chewie. There'll be another time. That gun, though, man, that's really hard to make that one work. So many photos for this one. They were really pushing that one. I'm trying to remember. I think what happened is I got one of the deluxe version, and then I got the, let's see. They released it again with the 40th anniversary packaging, right? I think that's how that happened. And keep in mind, I can't see the comments while I'm talking about this, but it is working out nicely. Yeah, I'm liking it a lot. I love the ability to just be able to rotate it here. I don't have to worry about whether or not I remember to bring the Lazy Susan out. Yeah, I mean, obviously the figure is not as close to the screen as we're used to, but we don't have a clunky Apple box sitting on the table anymore. And I was having to widen the focal length to 24 millimeters, which kind of distorts the figure even more than it already is. And I think just having it back here, yeah, it's fine. Swapping and posing of hands, clothes, and figures which makes me sad. That may not be for you then. You know, I mean, that's fine. I mean, you can. I mean, most of the time when you're dealing with figures that come with costume changes, nobody's making you put on the different costumes. But yeah, get the figure and just use the costume that it comes with. That's totally fine. What don't I like about 6Scale? That's not even worth dwelling on. I can't think of anything off the top of my head. I don't think that there's a single thing that I don't like about 6Scale. I was having a conversation yesterday. Somebody was like, "Hey, we should do this," and they showed me a video of somebody posing up an SH Figure Arts Spider-Man, and the poses were just so amazing because, you know, those SHF figures are just so hyper posable that you can hit all kinds of extraordinary poses. The sacrifice is that the joints are exposed. You don't have costume elements. You just have a figure with amazing exposed joints. And that's fine. I mean, it's a lot of fun. But for those who want museum quality, that is downscaled fabric, mixed media, what have you, then you have to make sacrifices. You're not going to be able to... A costume might interfere with the ability to fully bend the elbows. It might interfere with your ability to get the arms all the way up over the head in a way that a realistic full-size costume wouldn't. And that's fine. You just have to work within a figure's limitations, and you can still do so many wonderful things. I'm nitpicking here now. Just want to adjust that. God, I really love this. Okay. I think we're done looking at that. Am I right? Cool. Check the comments and call it a day, everyone. Let's see if it might be such a table. When it gets warmer again, take the tabletop out and coat it with a spray-on Flex Seal. It will give you a grippy, rubber textured surface. Not a bad idea. I'm going to think about that. Thank you for bringing it to my attention. I'm going to think about that, explore the different pitfalls that might result from having a sticky thing like that. I don't know how sticky it stays. We'll talk about it. I know we're going to go to a Raw taping sometime soon, so that's a wrestling thing, for those of you who don't know. Pipe down, you. Pipe down, you. Peanut Gallery. Yeah. That's something you could always do, but why mess with it? I feel like... No, that's about right. Maybe pull it back a little bit. Push it back. I can't remember when he's raising it. Does he have his hands that far out on the barrel, or does he have his hands, like, right by the trigger guard? Not sure. That's one means of doing it. And with the sideshow ones, that always worked for me, which is why I tried it. But the D-rings are tighter on the Hot Toys versions. It's a tighter fit to get those hooks into the D-rings, so not as easy. Wins speaking truth to everybody here. It took me a long time to get into that, but now that I've got it, it pops up on in my playlist and on a regular rotation. Don't you feel like this is how it worked? Now I have visions of Jeremy Bullock in the costume getting flipped upside down. Indeed. Indeed. Keith. Huh. Okay. I don't have any wooden dowels. Sadly. I'm just scrolling past the praise of the pose. Thank you, everybody, for the kind comments on the pose. Did I do that one before? Yeah, they all kind of blend together. You know, I'm sure. Yeah, there is a How to Be a Poser out there with the ESB Fett. Was there one with this one? I honestly don't know. There might have been. My pleasure, my friend. My pleasure. Yeah, don't we all? The only 12-inch scale Kenner figure that I have is R2-D2. And it's in the basement, and it's all chuffed up. It got taken up into the attic at my mom's house. I'm not sure how much of that scratching and damage was done by me during play. You know, could go either way. Don't know. You will. This is actually... I've decided that I've been promising this for a long time now. And my intent is actually to do a video, pre-recorded video, for everybody, not just for channel members, of all the Fets together. Now, channel members will get to view it first. You'll have access to it for at least a few days before it gets dropped to everybody. I'll publish the video, then the following weekend I'll do a live stream, and then after the live stream, that video will be made public for everybody. But prior to that, you have to be a channel member to see it first. That's one of my goals. Another goal is, and I have to acquire one more Sideshow clone to pull this off, but I have a goal of creating a video of every Sideshow clone that they produced. So I hope to get those, both of those done within the next 2 months. And we'll see how that goes. We'll see how that goes. I still don't know how and where I'm going to display all these Boba Fett figures. I had planned to get another Detolf specifically for that, but as we know, IKEA no longer sells the Detolf, and the nearest one that I can find is in Indiana somewhere, and it's like 150 bucks. So I'll just have to keep my eye out, hope to find one. That's good to know. That's good to know. Thank you. That's smart. That's smart. Dude, I already had a Kringle from Trader Joe's. They've got it's pecan Kringle season at Trader Joe's, so I snagged one of those a few days back and I ate my last piece of it. And I'm getting a belly, dude. It's that time of year between holiday eating and Kringle season and all the donuts that I've had on this show. My belly's made a comeback. I'm back above 190 now. I don't like that. Oh, do I? Awesome. Thank you. That's good to know. All from memory. How about that? Oh, is that good? I love his work. Yeah, I'll have to go check that out. Screen grab that comment. Thank you very much. Done. So with the video of all the clones, like I said, it's on its way. Yeah, thank you. All right, guys. Let me look around here. Oh, yeah, there was something else I wanted to show you guys. I was able to successfully integrate the 2 portions of the base on the Iron Man Mark III 2.0 diecast. Again, using the hairdryer. Now, I was doing it all wrong, and I'll just go ahead and make more of a disclaimer than I already did. But when I'm doing these on a live stream, it's very challenging to stay focused and to be able to concentrate on doing a task properly. So while I was working on the Iron Man Mark III 2.0 diecast 6-scale figure by Hot Toys, last week, trying to get that base together using a hairdryer, I was also consciously aware of how noisy that hairdryer was going to be and how much time it was going to take. So I wasn't able to perform because I was self-conscious. But now it's a heavy beast. All this stuff together is really freaking heavy. Easily 3 times heavier than that. But now there he is. Ironmonger, handled. No sweat. Good, just stop. Okay, I'll do it. Yeah, but dude, pretty much everything you got is muscle, right? You're constantly working out. You're fine. You're fine. Anyway, so yeah, there we go. Linda's geeking out. Yeah. So yeah, again, for those of you who have this and are frustrated by the 2 components of the base and are struggling to get them to fit flush, hairdryer to the bottom of the base, actually, the softer plastic portion of it, will enable you to shift things around a little bit, and also to the back portion down here, and I want to say over here as well. Sometimes I also had some issues with it not wanting to slide past the bottom of the base. Softening that plastic with a hairdryer will enable you to bend it a little bit out and make it fit just flush. So yeah, I'm very happy. It's much closer to being perfectly flush than the one that I used on the first look video. So it can be done. In fact, yeah, totally flush there, totally flush there. There's a little bit of a gap there, but that could very easily be a natural gap between the 2 layers of concrete. I'm not bothered by that at all. Again, I just want to say, just look how cool that helmet looks. It looks like it's a light up feature, but it's just accomplished by paint. Brilliant, brilliant stuff. brilliant stuff. Yeah, right? I mean, that's... Yeah, it came... You didn't have a choice to not get the base. So you've got it. Might as well use it. A heating pad? Yeah, I imagine that taking much longer as well. Yeah. And I'm very... As I said, I'm very sensitive to time. He says as his live stream enters, it's 90th minute. Right? Yeah, 90 minutes. Right now. Huh. Yeah, I don't think Iron Man would care. He'd just be like, whatever, dude. Just sit there and take it. Where did I see where that was happening? Oh, yeah, I'm thinking of Civil War, when Black Panther was getting shot at by the dudes in the helicopter, and he was just, like, taking it. Like, whatever. Can't get me. Can't touch me. Does that mean we're into stoppage time now? Potentially. Yeah, Huh. I don't know what that means. Yeah, we're kind of in stoppage time now. I think we're getting close. Oh, I'm looking around just to see if there's anything else just worth talking about. I reposed a show trooper. He's just running. It's nothing special. But yeah, I've got nothing here that I can show you. Yeah, that's it. So, without further ado, I'm just going to go ahead and call it a day and speaking of days, I'm going to get around to starting mine. I know my Dobby probably wants to go on a WALK. But it's too cold out, so that's not going to happen. I am missing the original 212, the original Utapau Clone Trooper. I used to have two. Sold them a long time ago because I knew the deluxes were coming out. And now I wish I had one. Notoriously loose joints. Notoriously loose joints. In fact, the person that bought one of them left me negative feedback. Like the only negative feedback I've ever had in my life. She didn't bother to contact me and try to resolve the issue. She just left me negative feedback. But yeah, I mean, I was very clear that, you know, it was, yeah, still. Thanks, man. You have a good day too. Glad you think so, Best Guard Kid. Thank you very much. Kind of you to say. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Yeah, you guys have a great weekend. Can you swap bodies on those figures? Yes, you can. In fact, I have multiple clone bodies down there. Things about the OG clones from Sideshow is that the armor components for the chest, the torso, are plastic welded. They don't snap off like the later variations do. So in order for me to take that apart, it would take some effort. Yeah. So I may have to explore other options on that, or maybe talk to some other people and figure out if there's a way to do that. There's so many clone fans out there that know so many things about doing things to clones that I don't know. Keith Lee, set you up. But might be worth exploring. I'll talk to some people. Toy Story store. I'll ping you see if you want to go. Have a great weekend, peeps. Yeah, you got to get up there and check out. If you haven't checked it out yet, you got to get up to North County and check out Just Heroes Comics and Toys. Just Heroes Comics and Toys. If it's still there. Such an isolated place to have a comic and toy shop, but it really deserves people's love. They only have back issues of comic books. You can't get new issues there. And the toys, they don't do used. They only do new. But it's one of the cleanest and coolest toy stores. I think it's the cleanest and coolest toy and comic book store in the St. Louis area. If it was not 45 minutes away from me, I would probably be popping in there more often. So yeah, if you got the time, go check it out. Just Heroes Comics and Toys. Guys, thank you so much for joining me today. Again, I'll be back next week between shows. Remember, you can join us at the Poser Posse Facebook group and show us what you got. Show us what you're doing with your 6-scale figures. If you post a photo of your latest poses, it could very well be chosen for the next round of 3 strikes. And you will, once again, have the chance to end
eternal glory, and the envy of all your friends.
The two greatest prizes one can hope for. Thanks very much, everybody. You have a great weekend, and until next time, be good to your plastic.